Hello everyone, welcome to Zylostar, new weekly market update with us, with me, Mr. Amidian and Mr. Salman.
It was a beautiful week last week. Markets are very stable, getting prepared for the US election that's going to come sooner or later. A few days actually.
Unexpected drop in the NFP and also employment sector. On the other hand, we had the mixed corporate earnings from the US companies such as Apple, Meta, Microsoft and Google Alphabet. Let's review it.
Alright, so let's start our weekly analysis for the upcoming week, kicking it off with the dollar index as usual, as the majority of what's really happening in the markets now are related to the dollar and US economy, of course. So we can see that the dollar was consolidating in this range of support and resistance. However, the market, due to a negative non-farm payroll, has broken below this support, but it was a fake breakout, and we could see that it perfectly filled this fair value gap here and touched this support, and from here it went up. So we can consider this area as a very solid demand area, and we can see also that the dollar index throughout its consolidation, it has broken below this trend line of the ascending channel. So from here, after this liquidation, we can see or expect the dollar index to retrace this support and then continue its up movement to retouch this trend line. So this is about the dollar index. Now, going to NASDAQ, also as anticipated, it kept consolidating within this range. However, it was a big fall, yeah, but still consolidating as in the expected range. Now, from here, we also might expect it to continue consolidating and keep going up to the levels of 20,500. And this is due to expectations of Fed cuts, federal rate cuts, and all of that. Now going to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been doing quite something the past while. We already know it's been moving very impulsively to the upside. However, last week it has crashed, reaching this very solid support of 69,000. It has been a very solid resistance back in the days. Now it's a very solid support. Now, from here, we saw the market impulsively moving up and retesting this broken trend line. And after that, we find a very big red candle here at the 1st of November, Friday. So from here, of course, we can see some rejection, demand, because it's a very solid demand area. And the market now is stabilized right above the support level. So it is a very key area here because we actually have like different factors for a good buy opportunity and different factors for a good sell opportunities. A sell because of the break and retest of the trend line. We can see a very solid big bearish candle here in a retracement to the fair value gap and a trend line, and also creating this evening star, which can give us an idea that the market might try to break below and grab the liquidity of these levels here. Since last time, it hasn't even grabbed it here, so the minimum, it might try to come down and grab these to this demand area of 65,000. Scenario number 2, as per this analysis, we can see the price continuing its up movement as in a bullish trend overall, as this support has not been broken, and possibilities are for this price to go and retest the trend line or this support resistance for a minimum. So this will be it for Bitcoin.
Hello again, so let's go and check about the gold market and the EURUSD market. We'll start, guys, with the gold market in Zylostar strategies here. So what we have in a gold market, gold is an uptrend continuation in an up channel. Okay, it has retraced exactly to our uptrend. Our up channel, it's from here, our trend line, it's from here. It has here support to resistance. It may retrace to 2,700 in our support from here and exactly in our trend line, and it will go to the upside. Why it will go to the upside? Because it has a lot of liquidity in the upside. He has this fair value gap from here, he has this swing highs. You should take it the gold market. We have also the EURUSD. Regarding the Euro USD shows early signs of trend reversal with higher highs and higher lows, as we can see here. Here he's making the higher highs and here he's making higher lows, going to uptrend. Before it's going to the uptrend, he break this trend line from here, and now he is in the support level, going to a resistance level from here. So what we can expect him to continue in the up channel, making higher highs and higher lows with an uptrend. This is our outlook for the Euro USD and for the gold market. Let's meet in the next video.
Hello everyone, once again here is Amir. I'm a senior fundamental analyst at Zylostar head office in Dubai. As usual, I'm gonna review the most crucial aspect of the financial markets, which is fundamental. Let's crunch the topic through the last week and review it better. To start it with the economic indicators, last week was full of news. We got the economic indicators of the employment sector in the United States, and surprisingly, most of them published significantly lower than expectations. Job opening, ADP, and NFP all dropped for the last month in the US, which showed weakening in the job market of this region. By the way, market participants are pricing half of rate cut for the November and December meetings of the FOMC. Here you can see a brief summary of the NFP numbers which we got last week, and also ADP, as you can see here, and finally job openings number. It's not gonna stop here. Last week we also got the Bank of Japan policy rate, and later a speech from the chairman of this bank. They decided not to change the interest rate, but we got that the style of the dialogues of the chairman changed about the currency rate and inflation. Regarding to the inflation sector in the United States, we had the most favorite inflation indicator for the FOMC members, which is PCE. It published higher than what market participants were predicted. From the geopolitical side, we had some signs of ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon due to high escalations, which accelerated from 2 months ago. And Joe Biden mentioned we are close to a win-win ceasefire at the Middle East. Eventually, it was a crowded week from the corporate earnings in the Wall Street. Near half of the S&P 500 companies published their earnings last week. Frankly speaking, it was already mixed. We got some good news from the companies such as ExxonMobil, Chevron, and Amazon, but on the other side, giant companies, or better to say 7 magnificent companies like Microsoft and Meta, released lower than expectations. We can say from the corporate earnings, we had a mixed week, and finally strikes started to be solved in the Boeing company. Let's dive into the upcoming week. Next week is very crowded from the central bank's side, because we are going to have different meetings from the different central banks such as Reserve Bank of Australia, Bank of England, and finally we are going to have the meeting, or better to say FOMC meeting of the Federal Reserve. Let's crunch it now. So on 5th of November, on Tuesday, we are going to have the cash rate and monetary policy statement of the Reserve Bank of Australia, or better to say Central Bank of Australia, at 7:30 a.m. to Dubai time. As you know, I mentioned our head office is located in Dubai. Later at 7 p.m. we are going to have ISM Services PMI for the United States, and the most impactful event on the financial market, which is presidential election and congressional election in the United States, will happen next week on 5th of November. Later on 6th of November, on Wednesday, we're going to have employment change and unemployment rate for the New Zealand dollar. And also on 7th of November, on Thursday, we are going to have, as I mentioned, Bank of England monetary policy report, and also MPC official bank rate votes. Next, we are going to have initial jobless claims, which is one of the most leading economic indicator in the employment sector. And the most crucial one for the United States after the presidential election event is the FOMC meeting. And let's see if the interest rate is gonna be changed or not after receiving those weak employment sector numbers which we got last week. And later at 11:30 p.m. to Dubai time, we are gonna have the press conference of the chairman of the FOMC, or better to say Federal Reserve of the United States, who is Jerome Powell. And we are gonna see what will happen for the outlook. Eventually on Friday, which is 8th of November, we are gonna have employment change and unemployment rate for the Canadian dollar. From the corporate earnings side, it's not gonna be a very crowded week, but some companies such as DraftKings, Sony, Unity, Rivian, and other giant companies such as PLTR, Qualcomm, and Moderna are going to share their third quarter corporate earnings report. Do not forget, in the corporate earnings season, corporate earnings can play a vital role in the sentiment of the investors. And don't forget, if you want to increase your success rate in the financial market, always mix fundamental and technical together. The result would be amazing.
Thank you guys for watching us. Make sure to follow us and put like and comment.